Welcome everybody to yet another stream here today. Now, unfortunately, there's no music playing, despite the fact that I really want to play Star Wars music. Unfortunately, I can't do that because it's copyrighted, obviously. Now, I can technically play the menu music because the menu music for Forces of Corruption is obviously unique to Empire at War. However, I can't play anything music-wise beyond this. This is what we're going to be playing here today. Tomorrow, Revenge of the Sith is finally returning to theaters. I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to be out for, but I'm seeing it in theaters tomorrow, okay? Because there is absolutely no way I am missing watching that in theaters, alright? Now, obviously I wasn't old enough in 2005 to ever view, Revenge of the Sith in theaters, and obviously it wasn't nearly as hyped or loved back then as it is now. But, regardless of that fact, I am now here and ready and absolutely beyond excited to watch it here in theaters. And additionally, what was I gonna say? I watched the Phantom Menace rerun in theaters. That was amazing, right? I mean, that was a fantastic experience. I missed Attack of the Clones in theaters, unfortunately, but Revenge of the Sith I am seeing, and it is going to be glorious. Okay, now I've seen Revenge of the Sith probably well over 1,000 times. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay, I've seen the movies. I've seen almost all the Star Wars movies, literally hundreds, if not more, times. In fact, I used to watch the Star Wars movies basically every single night before going to bed. Okay, yeah. So those were on the list. That and like Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? Or Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And then Matilda was one of them. I don't think I chose that movie, but that was also one that I've seen probably 1,000 times. But yeah, the Star Wars movies, that includes all three of the originals, all three of the prequels, and then The Force Awakens. Not the other two sequel movies, just The Force Awakens as well. Which I actually like Force Awakens. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not as good as the other movies. But, I think Force Awakens, it had the potential to be good, and it just wasn't. Okay, let me rephrase that. I thought it was decent. It's a decent movie. But without a good follow-up, it's worthless, right? It doesn't amount to anything. Because I think The Force Awakens did a good job building up the First Order, and yeah, a lot of it was kind of a copy of A New Hope, but generally, I think The Force Awakens is a pretty decent movie, mainly because Finn is the main character, or at least that's the way it's built up, right? So, like, watching an ex-Stormtrooper go through things, and he doesn't really know anything about the Force. In fact, he never uses the Force, which actually makes him more interesting, because he doesn't know how to do anything like that. He messes with a lightsaber, kinda, but he more uses it like somebody you'd expect to pick up a weapon they've never used before, right? Like, he kinda uses it, but, like, not really. He kinda gets his rear beaten in when he uses a lightsaber, which makes sense, because he's no Force wielder and he's no Jedi, right? And then Rey is still kind of a Mary Sue in the movie, but she's not the main focus, so then it's really not that bad. The acting's decent in the movie, most of it at least. Kylo Ren, they did kind of ruin his, like, the threat that he posed when he, everybody knows the scene where he throws a tantrum and destroys a bunch of stuff with his lightsaber, right? Like, that definitely ruined it, but still, I think the movie's at least decent, right? Mostly because the tone of Force Awakens is more depressing, or at least I think it's more depressing, right? And it's a lot more serious, and it really poses like there is a genuine threat, And the First Order is more mysterious, and you wonder really what they are, other than, like, you know, a copy of the Empire. And then, of course, the other two sequel movies absolutely, you know, crap the bed. But the glory about Star Wars is that it never stays down for long, right? You're never going to have Star Wars just have something and it just kills it, right? Like, I would even say, unlike Marvel, there has never been a Star Wars product that has made me, like, actively not want to consume anything from Star Wars, right? Now, The Acolyte is, like, that's horrifyingly bad, you know? But, not that I didn't even watch, that much of it. My friend Max, he watched a lot of it. He did not like that, right? He didn't like that show. What else? I had some other people I know that watched it. They hated it. Everybody online hated it. I've seen clips from it. There's a lot of cringe, right? However, genuinely, the good thing about Star Wars is if there's a bad product, you can look at it and then make a meme out of it and then ignore it, right? You know, unlike Marvel, where Marvel will have something that you watch and then you just it'll actively impact how much you want to watch the next thing. You know, it's like with that, I mean, there are a lot of Marvel movies where that's the case, and then you're not really excited for the next one, right? Like, I'm excited for Thunderbolts, but I don't think really I want to watch that much of Marvel. I've skipped so many Marvel movies, it's incredible, because I've just, you know, I don't know. I don't really care all that much anymore in regards to Marvel, although they're kind of making a recovery, right? Like, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was great, and then, what else? Spider-Man Far From Home, most people like that. I liked it. I thought it was decent. Welcome into the chat. But, yeah, so, obviously, me crapping on Marvel aside, Star Wars doesn't really have anything like that, because, I mean, the thing is, it's like, you know, there's a bad Star Wars product, so what? You know, somebody's going to make something better, or they're going to make something better, and then you're just going to forget about it. Or, I think the best part about the Star Wars fan base is that the second something bad comes out, then it's like torturously ruined. Not torturous, like ruined, but as in it's criticized so heavily that it practically, like, everyone gets it out of their system and they ignore it afterward, you know, and then you kind of just forget it exists, and then the problem really dissipates, right? I'm going to turn my teammate to medium difficulty. There we go. Alright, now let's get into the actual gameplay. Little refresher, doing this, hype for Revenge of the Sith, right? Seeing that in movie theaters tomorrow. For like the 1,000th time. I've seen that movie so many times that I know basically every single line in the movie. Everyone knows every meme in the movie, obviously. And then, what else? I have to turn the music off so I don't get copyrighted. Not that there's any playing right now, but just making sure. And then, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I know what all the music cues are. Like, anybody who's watched a movie as many times as I've watched each of the Star Wars movies would do the same thing, right? They know when every line's going to be. I know I do the same thing with Indiana Jones, right? I can't do it with a decent number of movies, but I also watch way too many movies, so I couldn't do it with them all if I tried. Alright, I got a teammate here. Let me explain a few things. So first of all, in this game, difficulty is insane. Alright, this game came out in 2006. Forces of Corruption was 2007. Right, so difficulty in this game, it's a bit unbalanced. So easy difficulty is more like tolerable. In space battles, it's pretty easy, right? In ground battles, easy is like normal difficulty in an RTS game. And then medium difficulty, they like outright cheat and just pull whole armies and fleets out of their anus. And then hard difficulty is just like you want to put a bullet in your head because it takes so long. That's why I don't do hard difficulty. It's not because it's hard actively, it's because it will literally drag the game out for 2 hours. I spent an hour on one match in this game fighting an enemy on medium. It took forever, okay, because they just kept bringing in new units. And it didn't help that there were 3 sides, right? So there was my side, there was the one enemy space station, and then there was a third as well, which was, one of them was the Zan Consortium, and the other was the Rebel Alliance. Right, and then I almost always play as the Empire because I love the Galactic Empire. All right, let's get to work. So I'm getting 3 TIE Interceptor squads, and then I got these 2 here, and I'm going to send them to capture these mining stations to get some funds up. And then I've got guys securing the middle here because then we can get whatever comes with that. I'm not sure if it's Hypori that allows you to do this. No, this is a Hutt asteroid. There's one of these maps where you can get an Old Republic Venator after securing the middle. Okay, I'm a little bit off my game for 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm not feeling the best. I'm both extremely tired and definitely have conjunctivitis. And then second of all, is more importantly, I haven't played this game in a little bit. So all right. Ready for command. Let's see. Sir. Oh, okay. We already got X-wings moving up. Reinforcements canceled. Really? All right. There we go. En route. Sending in some TIE interceptors. Going to jump out of hyperspace. Squadron standing by. Ready for battle. Got the mining station here. We've got enough. I'm going to get a missile, or should I get a repair station? I'll get a missile defense. Yeah. Alright. I watched the 3 episodes of Season 2 of Andor that are out so far. Those were really good. Although there are a few things that I kind of have a gripe with. It's not a huge deal, really. But, there's some questionable things in that show. For starters, one thing that I really thought was cool was, dude, they had that. I thought it was a TIE Interceptor at first, but then I was like, wait, I thought the TIE Interceptors were invented, or not invented necessarily, or I guess you could say that, before 4BBY, because that's when Andor Season 2 takes place. Commencing attack run. I was like, I would have thought it would have been earlier, but they had this prototype of the TIE Fighter, and I was wondering what kind of TIE Fighter it was, and I thought it was a TIE, and it looks just like a TIE Interceptor. I looked it up. Some people were saying it was a TIE Avenger, which kind of makes sense because the TIE Interceptors, they're not very advanced, right? And then they're also not super, building under construction. They don't, I don't think they have proton torpedoes, right? And I think those were proton torpedoes. There's some sort of bomb system on the ship in Andor, and then the propulsion is amazing, and then it shoots more like a rotary cannon. The guns on it. So I'm not really sure if it's supposed to be a prototype of the TIE Interceptor because it looks just like one, or if it's supposed to be a different TIE model, because some people are saying TIE Avenger, and then I didn't realize it. They had TIE Hunters in the show, and I had seen one fly by, and I was wondering what kind of TIE fighter it was, because it obviously wasn't a TIE Advanced, right? Because those are reserved for the Inquisitors and Vader, and then it's obviously not. It wasn't a TIE Scout. It obviously wasn't a regular TIE Fighter. Waiting orders. So I was wondering what it was. And then I saw an image of one, I guess because one was docked. And I must have missed it because it must have been in the background. And it was a TIE Hunter. And I know what the TIE Hunter is. It's kind of a funny reason of how I do. Because it's on Gmod, right? And I have, I don't even know how many TIE Fighter variants on Gmod. Because I have pretty much every Star Wars add-on you could possibly have. I have it on Gary's mod, so, oh crap. Okay, we got X-Wings moving up. So we're still at Space Station Level 1. The AI got the upgrade, which means that excuse me, we're going to upgrade our space station at pretty much the exact same time as they are. Which isn't a big deal because we have an economic advantage, although the AI doesn't usually care about that kind of thing, so they'll just disregard it. However, we do have stronger forces by default.
Space station upgraded.
Yep, there we go. And then we also have more upgrades than them. Okay, so we got TIE Phantoms we can get here, which can cloak, if you don't know. However, I'm not sure if we really need those because we already have the TIE Interceptors, which are already so much better than their X-Wings. So I'm going to just quickly get an Acclimator class cruiser here, and then I'm going to get a Tartan class cruiser afterward for anti-infantry. Or infantry, Jesus. Anti-starfighter. Alright. Blew up their mining station. I think their space station should be over here. So, alright. There we go. Getting the acclimator. Oh, yeah, it's right here. It's a little bit closer than I thought it was. Okay, well, my teammates' TIE Interceptors are gonna get hit hard. Yeah, he's gonna die. By he, I mean everybody in that squad.
Yes,
okay, so my guys are a little bit closer than I'd like. So I'm going to keep the Acclimator class on standby, and then I'm going to get the Tartan class, and I'm going to send them in at the exact same time, and then hit them with one big run. Now, the good thing with... Okay, that was a little bit later than I was expecting, but they still got the upgrade. The plus side of playing the Empire is their cruisers carry a bunch of TIE fighter squadrons with them, or TIE variant squads, right? So that allows us to have a serious numbers advantage while they have to build up their forces manually. Alright. So we're good to go. Sending them in. Alright. Let's see. We can't really get anything too useful from here, so we're pretty much just holding this for the sake of defensive measures. What's this? Another missile defense thing. Okay. I guess I could get a repair field somewhere. I just don't see too much of a use for it. But I mean, I guess we could. Okay, I'm going to get TIE bombers, and then I'm going to get improved weapon systems to make our TIE interceptors a bit stronger. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. Alright. So we're going to send the Acclimator in here. That'll absorb some of the fire as well. See, the regular TIE fighters are more supposed to be, not cannon fodder, but they're more of a support squad, and there's more of them. While the TIE Interceptors are meant to be more of a self-sustaining unit within themselves. That's why you can't build just a TIE fighter squadron. It's got to be something a little bit more advanced. Alright. So, my goal here, because the enemies aren't on like a super high difficulty or anything, is I'm trying not to lose any units. Now, of course, preferably it would mean nobody at all. However, that's sort of unrealistic for an RTS game. So by no units, I mostly mean no full squads or no full unit, right? So like one Acclimator is obviously one unit, but like a full unit would be this entire squadron of TIE bombers, right? But one TIE bomber is not a whole unit, you know?
Awaiting your command.
This isn't Red Alert 3. That's not how this game works.
Interceptor squad.
Alright, so we're going to hit their hangar. Normally, people like to hit shield generators first. I don't much do that. I prefer hitting hangars first because that takes out their defensive capabilities that are mobile, right? Like, as long as we're pounding into their defenses right here, they're not going anywhere, right? But then the second anything else happens, then you got a problem. I'm actually going to build a repair satellite right here because it's really close. Alright, and then we're going to hit their communications array because this turbo laser battery's going down and we're already targeting the hangars. My space station is not going to upgrade before we're going to blow up their base, so I don't have to really think about getting TIE defenders or anything. I think it really sucks because I really do like the Empire. It sucks how much the Empire has like stupid drawbacks. Not in this game, but I mean in general in Star Wars. It's like Thrawn was the one that started the TIE Defender program, and then no more TIE Defenders because of one squad with plot armor, you know, or one team of rebels with plot armor. And it's like pretty much every major thing that the rebellion or that the Empire has gets undermined by some microscopic force, you know. And it's like it makes sense with the Death Star because the Death Star is like there are so many flaws with it, you know, in its design and how it's, you know, defended and everything like that. And it's like if you had, like, I think the best way to put it is, I'm not sure if anybody watching is fully aware of like things from Halo. Oh, our space station was upgraded in time. Okay, I didn't think we'd pull that off. I guess I've been wasting more time than I thought. Okay, we'll get some TIE Defenders then. We have improved weapon systems, so they're not going... Oh, crap, A-Wings.
Frequency open.
Alright.
Attacking.
Okay, let's take out those communications.
Ready.
Reporting. Take down their
Squadron standing by.
Alright. Yeah, I've had enough of that.
TIE squadrons.
Alright, regular TIE fighters, take out those X-Wings. There we go.
Yes, sir.
Under control.
Sweet. Okay.
Attacking the lasers.
We're maximizing everyone's efficiency. Alright, then we're going to send in the TIE Defenders right here.
Reinforcements.
There we go. There's not very many of them, but there doesn't really need to be. They got full shields
Decoding transmission.
and the best possible damage output. Alright, and then I'd say we're about good. Alright, what was I saying? Right. Anyone familiar with anything from Halo? Really? Okay, we're losing parts on this thing. They're not going to manage to fully destroy this thing before their base is done, but I'm surprised they even still have X-Wings coming out here.
Ready.
But, yeah, like I was saying, anyone familiar with Halo knows, like, High Charity in Halo from, you know, the Covenant's holy city, which is obviously one giant floating, essentially a mobile space station, right? And it's absolutely enormous. And it also houses pretty much everyone in the Covenant, you know, and it's like, and it's powered by a Forerunner artifact, essentially, or it's a Forerunner. I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is. Essentially, it's a Forerunner ship is at the center of the thing, and it powers the city, which allows it to move around and jump through slip space, which is basically like opening a portal and then showing up elsewhere in space, right? To put it very, very simply. Yeah, but anyone familiar with Halo knows, like, High Charity has tens to hundreds of ships guarding it at all times, and there's defenses in the city itself, or in the, you know, the ship station, whatever you want to call it itself. And it's like, there's no getting into High Charity without teleportation. And the only reason that the Master Chief teleports on board the station on board High Charity is because the freaking Flood grave mine teleports him there, right? And obviously the Flood is pretty much the most powerful thing in the galaxy, you know. And so it's like, yeah, that's pretty much the only reason they... Oh, okay, there we go. 0 casualties, my friends. That is beautiful. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. 0 casualties, 1 battle. That's what I like to see. Not even a single unit. And I don't even think a single starfighter either. That's what I like to view right there. Anyways, yeah, it's like High Charity it's defended by absolutely everything. And the only reason they get there is because Chief gets teleported there by the grave mine, and on top of that, the entire freaking, the entirety of High Charity is fighting each other because of the Great Schism, which is, the Sangheili and its allies fighting against the Brutes and the rest of the Covenant, right? So basically there's a civil war going on in the middle of it, and the Flood show up, right? And it's like that's the only reason that High Charity falls. So when you look at the Death Star by comparison, you're like, okay, what are we doing? Like, you have all these turbo lasers, you've got all these TIE fighters, like, okay, where is everybody? You need better defensive forces, especially in A New Hope with the first Death Star. It's like, okay, where is everybody? Really? Like, it doesn't matter if it's a few X-Wings or not. You're going to need better defenses, dude. It's kind of like the best way to compare it to... Here, we're going to do land battles next. The best way to compare it to something is like having a tank without infantry accompanying it, right? And it's like everybody who knows anything about military combat knows you never send a tank anywhere by itself, because a tank gets nowhere and does nothing by itself. It needs infantry or some sort of assistance, because, there's a million things that can happen to a tank, right? Somebody could run up, open the hatch and throw a grenade in, or somebody could blow it up with an IED or a proximity mine, right? Mine isn't like an AT mine on the ground, and it's like somebody could shoot a rocket launcher at it. Somebody could blow it up with another tank, right? And it's like there's so many people could just hop on top of the tank out of its range or out of any sort of machine gun fire. And yeah, it's risky, but if you're fighting 200 guys, then, you're fighting an army. It's not going to matter if your tank goes down anyways. And so it's like, with that kind of thing in mind, it's like you need infantry to prevent that kind of thing from happening. And it's the same thing in sci-fi with space stations, and the same thing with ships, is like you need defenses. You need starfighters, you need that kind of thing defending it, or else you get nowhere. Because it doesn't matter how small the enemy is or how insignificant they are. If they get close to you, it's over. You don't have anything to defend against them, right? So it's like, yeah, it all comes down to the strategy you're using. And that's what Thrawn understood. And Thrawn got taken out of the game early relative to the Galactic Civil War, right? So it's like, without anyone like Thrawn, you didn't have as good of strategy, because you didn't have that great of strategist in charge of the Empire, right? Krennic was, he's the freaking military director, and he didn't really think about things all that hard, and so that's how you get all the problems with the Death Star, and the rebels getting away with stealing the Death Star plans on Scarif, and then Tarkin is obviously extremely overconfident, and then Vader is good. He's a good strategist. He's an excellent fighter, but he can't be everywhere, and he also isn't technically an official rank of any kind. So, like, if he's there, you're under his command, but he's not a director of anything, right? So, like, he's not planning everything that's going on. And then the Emperor, let's be real, right? Sheev is not doing anything of use. He is not doing, right? He is sitting on his chair enjoying a beer, all right? Like, there is not going to be any kind of grand plan with him beyond what he's already achieved. Not until Return of the Jedi, and that's because he wanted to turn Luke to the dark side. He wasn't thinking, oh yes, I have this perfect plan to entrap these couple of freaking ragtag fighters, like he kind of did on Endor. I sent a legion of my best troops. Yeah, he was definitely bluffing. His best troops were not taken out by a bunch of Care Bears in the forest, right? Now, the Ewoks are scary. I would know. I've played Ewok Hunt on Battlefront 2. But, like, they're not beating the Empire's, military force with a couple of rebels as their assistants. It's just not happening. Like, this wasn't even like a Battlefront 2 battle. This was maybe like 15 rebels plus the Ewoks, right? They were not going to win. And yet they did, right? So it's like, yeah. Now, I guess there is also I don't know if it's a retcon necessarily, but Battlefront 2 2017, obviously you land on Endor as one of your first missions, and there's a ton of rebels there. So I'm not sure if that's really the case, but my reference point is Return of the Jedi, because obviously, so that's pretty much what I'm basing it off of. Okay.
Roger that.
Also, no, having Captain Rex with you is not enough to wipe out an entire army of Imperial troops. I would know, because you're watching it right now. This is 4 squads of stormtroopers. There are no ATSTs here currently, unlike on Endor. Alright, I haven't really been explaining my strategy all too much, because there's a lot to go into, but basically I sent them here to secure this as a mining facility to get me some money, which is exactly what it's going to do. And then I got some anti-infantry turrets here at base, so no rebels sneak by and start causing chaos inside of the base. And then I got this smaller Imperial resource pad with these 2 squads. I actually should have sent 1 squad here, but I was, chattering, so I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, so they secured that. So I'm making more money, which we're already at Tech 2, which allows me to start getting some other things. And then I have some ATSTs on standby so that I can send those in and start doing some real damage.
Copy.
Alright, so I'm going to send these guys in over here because there's not really much going on.
Order acknowledged.
Okay, there's a down turbo laser right here we can use, but I don't really have much of a use for it right now, so I don't want to spend anything on it. We're on Corellia, by the way, in case you didn't read it at the very beginning of the match. Alright, so once we secure this, I'm going to drop the ATSTs in, and we're going to get to work. Alright, I'm going to upgrade this, get our production up by 20%. Let's see, that's already upgraded, I guess. That's not really necessary to upgrade, but okay. We got some Dark Troopers here. My teammates already teched up to the next level, I think, so... or started teching up to the next level. So we're going to get repulsor tanks afterward. The enemy has gone mostly unchallenged, which is a bit concerning. We've only killed a few random infantry squads, which is pretty much nothing for the rebels. So that is a little bit concerning, but I think we can properly cut off their reinforcements and their supply of currency here. Alright.
Brigade standing by.
Dropping repulsor tanks in, and we got ATSTs here too. So I'm going to keep 1 squad of guys here, and then I'm going to send the other squad down here to this.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to send...
Scouting.
Oh, crap.
Awaiting
Oh
orders.
my freaking god. Okay. I didn't react quick enough. We're about to lose this full squad. Run! Run!
Moving to that area, sir.
We got 1 lone stormtrooper.
Enforcement point.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen, sir. Just hide. It'll all be okay. It'll be over soon.
Let's move out.
Actually, just stay in the corner. Just don't even try. Okay. Now that we've saved Jim, Jim's alright. Jim the stormtrooper. Now that he's been saved, let's see. My teammate got probably the most useless infantry unit in this entire game. Probably the most useless unit in this entire game, actually. The Phase 1 Dark Trooper, which is pretty funny because in Battlefront 2, the Phase 0 Dark Trooper is awesome. And then in this game, the Phase 1 Dark Trooper is just a joke. It's like, I don't even know how you constitute that as a normal unit. It's laughable. Alright, let's see. We're going to send the repulsor tanks in. We already have the ATSTs moving down here. I guess we can secure up here, but I don't really know if that's a good idea. We have this here. We moving that way. Okay, let's see what kind of troops they have moving. Okay, it seems like we control the battlefield right now, so I'm just going to send these up here to secure that. We don't really need to be attacking them right now because, I mean, like, we're already doing enough damage, I feel like. So that's not really necessary. Alright, so we're going to get an anti-infantry turret here, and then we're immediately going to start getting mining facility. Welcome into the chat, by the way. Good to see a new face.
Over there.
Not that I'm seeing your face, obviously, but, you know. Alright, let's get a new mining facility. This will put our production on rapid fire. Now, ooh, we got a lot of people just joined in here. Welcome in. Alright, so, let's see. We got the repulsor tanks heading up this way. They're going to capture this objective. I got Jim the Stormtrooper here cowering in the corner. Quite sad indeed, but he's okay. I can keep him alive for as long as I please. Alright, we're already teching up. I could get Phase 2 Dark Troopers, but I'm not really sure if I want to do that. We got a new facility building up here. We got the ATSTs. I don't think we really need to keep them here. I think we can probably send these in. My teammates got all kinds of guys moving in. Okay, let's see. They got the turbo laser there, but they're not building it yet. Dang, 10 people in here? Nice. Well, actually, it's 9 because one of them is me, but alright, let's see. We got anti-air up. Okay, we got that. I'm thinking maybe, I mean, I got 7 unit capacity. I'm thinking I'm going to get some stormtroopers in here. Where's my, there it is.
Enlisting troops.
And then we're also going to get them the survival training.
Affirmative.
Alright. I'm not exactly sure where to send these right about now. I mean, I don't want to send them just guns a-blazing into the enemy base. They're all going to get blown up by anti-vehicle crap. Let's see. Okay, the repulsor tanks are annihilating them. Alright, let's see. I'm going to drop the stormtroopers in right here. Okay. How's everybody in chat doing? Hopefully well. Hopefully everybody's excited for the Revenge of the Sith rerun tomorrow. I already know I am. Alright. Got this back up. I think the production's already maximized because I already got that upgrade on the previous one. So we're going to get a repair station here. That way we can pull our vehicles back there in case things get bad. Assuming they make it there, of course. Alright, we teched up yet? Got a reactor upgrade. Okay, we're not upgraded fully yet. Guess I'll wait on that. We don't really need anti-air here. They're kind of in a bad spot anyways. Alright, let's see. So we're going to secure this, the stormtroopers, then we're going to send these guys down here. Excuse me? We recruited mercenaries? Oh, okay. Sort of. We can decrease our capture time, but I'm not really sure if I need that. I think I want to save up for some other stuff. That would be better.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, still securing here. Do we already have... I mean, we don't really need another anti-infantry turret. I'll get a Bacta station. I feel like that'd be more beneficial. Okay, so this is where they're starting to get vehicles, which means we're quickly going to spiral... I cannot talk today. Spiral into them getting more advanced stuff. So it's time we hit them hard. We're sending the repulsor tanks in that way. We're about ready to get some AT-ATs. Or not. Or my teammate hadn't even started to get the tech upgrade. I assumed he already did. But it's alright. That's upgrading up nice and fast. So we got the Bacta station here. Let's get these guys in defensive positions. Let's see. Where are my ATSTs? Not there. Please tell me I didn't, like, send them to their deaths or something. Okay, there's the repulsors. Okay, genuinely, where did I send them? Did I send them to their deaths? Oh, no, here they are. Oh, okay, I kinda did. One of them died, and I didn't even realize it.
Scanning area. Engaging enemy.
That sucks. I was wanting to do this without any casualties. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's just one. Alright. Let's take it their anti-air.
Construction complete.
Alright, we're gonna secure this.
Squad, advance. Spread out, man. Move out.
Alright. Oh, crap! Okay, alright, things got bad really fast. Let's see. So, they got a bunch of vehicles just showed up here. Alright, I was like half paying attention. Okay, we're not even close to a tech upgrade.
In progress.
Crap. We're kind of out of options here. I can't call in reinforcements in this time.
Affirmative.
I think the best we can hope for is that the repulsor tanks get there fast. Meanwhile,
Avoiding fire.
we got to keep these guys
Yes,
safe.
Commander.
We secured a landing zone.
Okay,
Order, sir.
they got to flee. Alright. I'm going to send them over to the back to tanks.
Orders. Moving to
That's
that
our
area,
best
sir.
bet. And then the repulsor tanks, I got to hope they get there quick enough. Yeah, they're spamming the crap out of these dang T2B tanks. Okay. Let's see.
Roger that.
So we got the AT-8,
Enemy sighted.
AT-ATs, jeez, ATSTs here. Okay, they got a hover tank. Okay, yeah, they're sending these freaking things everywhere. Where's my teammates' troops? They are almost all dead. Fantastic. Okay. I'm glad we suffered so many casualties instantaneously. I'm not really sure what we're supposed to do here. It seems they have way more vehicles than we can currently handle. I mean, we don't even have the numbers to deal with this kind of thing right now.
Ready.
Alright.
Heading.
Guess we'll secure that. We got the turbo laser, but that's not really going to help anything. I guess I'll send Jim... Well, how close are the enemies? Okay, I'll send Jim to secure these turbo lasers.
All out, troops.
He'll do well. I know him. Alright, how are the ATSTs doing? Half decent. I think I'm just going to have to pull these back, get them into defensive positions. And I'm going to have to keep these stormtroopers as safe as possible.
Target confirmed.
Alright, we got Perch. Almost said Purge troopers. We got Dark troopers moving in here. This is going down. I have nothing to defend this. Where are those repulsor tanks? Okay. Taking forever is where they're at. Alright, they're almost there.
Awaiting orders.
Enemy
Okay,
spotted.
here, let's destroy these. They're a bit unorganized, so they don't stand a chance against the ATSTs. Yeah, they're not making it to this freaking thing in time. Alright. Let's see. Dude, we're still not teched up yet? Alright, I'm still waiting on those AT-ATs. I don't know where my teammates' troops are at, but the repulsor tanks have arrived. Where are my stormtroopers at?
Roger that.
Excuse me, why are you guys fleeing in this direction? Your Imperial officer did not command you to do so. I think we're gonna have a few court-martials on our hands here. You guys ran away from the Bacta tanks.
Let's go.
Your only safe space. Okay,
Awaiting orders.
so we defended that.
Copy.
I'm gonna designate one repulsor tank to that, and then
Copy.
we gotta get our freaking stuff back. Yeah, they're moving into our base now, as one would suspect. Luckily, we have now teched up, and you know what that means, boys. We got all kinds of new options. So we got AT-ATs, we'll get Lancets, TIE Lancets, really, and then we can also get some artillery. But we can also get, let's see, we got field officers or field commanders. We got Dark Trooper Phase 3. What else? I know we got other stuff. We got TIE bombers we can call in now. So we have all kinds of options. And we can do an orbital bombardment. So now I just got to wonder where to begin. The thing about the AT-ATs are, obviously, they're extremely slow. So I'm going to get some Lancets. And then we're going to take out these stupid things over here. over here, I meant. Crap. Wait a minute. I commanded my ATSTs to retreat.
Copy.
And that guy just ran in there. There's definitely some obedience problems going on here because I am not commanding these guys to do some of the stuff that they're doing. Normally I don't have this issue. Oh, great. Okay. Alright. TIE Lancets in position.
Yes, sir.
I see that guy cowered it out because... yeah, he must have saw the repulsor tanks on the way.
Right away.
Alright. Should we get a field commander? Yeah, might as well.
Turret constructing. Turret constructing.
Alright.
Lancet standing by. Engines activated. Receiving orders. As you wish.
Alright, moving in.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, crap!
Awaiting your orders.
Okay, we got an infiltrator here.
In my sight.
Construction.
That's not gonna blow up my repulsor tank.
Destroyed.
It blew up my repulsor tank. Okay. Alright. I see how it is.
Affirmative.
Okay, well, send it in field commander. That sucks. One bomb just took out my freaking repulsor tank. It's kind of funny though because I was talking earlier literally about how you never put a tank in any place when it's not accompanied by infantry. And then I immediately did the thing that I was talking about earlier. Now, granted, there were infantry units around them, and there was reinforcements on the way, but still. Oh, God, no. Oh, Jesus Christ, really?
Keep going.
Okay, so I just lost an entire squad to the worst unit in this game. The stupid rebel artillery. Okay, bet you've never seen an artillery unit in Star Wars that was on tracks. Me neither, until this freaking game. God, I hate these things. They insta-kill any infantry around them, and then they also annihilate vehicles. And they have incredible range. So, in other words, it's like entering Ukraine. So, that's fantastic. I just lost every single stormtrooper squad I had.
Reporting.
So, I guess we're running on manual then.
Brigade standing by.
Alright, well, we gotta destroy them, like, right now, because they're about to get snow speeders, or I guess they're just air speeders, and then
Upgrade in progress.
they're also gonna start spamming the crap out of other units, so we gotta get in a better position here. Alright, I don't know where my teammates' troops are at, but they're not in the right spot. Okay, and they've already bulldozed through our guys. Where are those TIE Lancets at?
Roger that. Form up.
Too far away.
Command received.
Okay.
Heading for attack position.
Yep, they're taking out our Bacta tanks. They're about to capture the objective.
Reporting.
Yep, already took it out. Jesus. You guys can't fly any freaking faster? Really? Kill them, please. I would prefer if you ended their lives right about now. Alright, how's Jim doing? Jim's still alive. That's my hero. There we go. Jim the Stormtrooper is a one-man army. And not really. He kind of fled from the engagement, and that's the only reason he survived. But he's got this turbo laser up and running single-handedly. That's right. He's also way faster than everybody I've ever sent out on this battlefield. Alright, well, time for the big guns. Never mind. They have this landing pad. Where's our closest landing pad? Okay, I guess we're sending them here to Jim's outpost. Alright, and it seems we didn't even notice this whole time. There was an abandoned heavy factory here from the Republic's fall, so we can get some pod walkers up and working. Oh, Jesus. Okay, they already have their stupid air speeders built, so this is where things get really annoying. I just want everybody to note that this is easy difficulty, and this is what I was talking about earlier when I said that difficulty in this game was weird, and that it was actually not easy putting them on easy difficulty. This is what I'm talking about.
Yes, Commander. Fire at will.
Tank brigade ready. Construction cut. Ready in range. Let's move out. Let's go. Attack.
We've captured an abandoned enemy vehicle factory.
Alright, sweet.
Reinforcements canceled.
Lancet standing by. Cut through them.
Oh boy.
Away.
Okay, they're attacking every objective at the exact same time. Also, it really doesn't help that I'm fighting two AI's worth of enemies at the same time, and my AI teammate, he's got no troops on the field, basically. So that really does not help.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade in
Alright, let's
progress.
upgrade our AT-ATs further. Alright, let's get that back up and running.
Moving
I think we should get a turbo laser up here. That'd be useful.
The enemy base shield is
Aerial
offline.
artillery.
Alright, sweet. Their shields are off.
Ready for orders.
You know what that means.
Affirmative. Fire.
Bombing run! Well, that is... we need to see them first, so... let's blow up their stupid hover tanks and then get on with this. Alright, one down.
Support fire ready.
Come on, Ty Lancet, do something. There you go.
Support fire ready.
Speaking of Lancets, where are the other ones? Here we go.
Ready to receive orders.
I wish I could set them to an aggressive mode, just like in Kane's Wrath.
Blast them out.
Construction.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that, but I don't think I can. Okay,
Reinforcements canceled.
let's see. Alright. Getting Purge. I keep saying Purge Trooper. Let's get Death Trooper Phase 3. Death Trooper? You can tell I'm tired. Jeez, Dark Trooper. Alright.
Ready, sir.
At least I'm catching my mistake. Alright, so we got some Podwalkers here, or AT-APs, to be precise.
Transfer coordinates.
Alright, let's move in.
Unit destroyed.
Jesus Christ, what are we losing now?
Comlink active. Moving out. Roger that.
Did we lose... No?
New
I don't-
coordinates.
Think we lost the repulsor tank.
Keep going. This way.
Unit destroyed.
Bro, how are they shooting that thing from that freaking range? Also, that turret ignored this repulsor tank to shoot the other one specifically.
Form up. Heading out.
Alright,
Bombers.
bombing run time. Watch, they're gonna have anti-air, aren't they? Alright. Maybe I should get ATSTs? I'm not sure.
I read you, sir. Over. Targets engaged.
Alright, well, let's move out. Alright, sweet. So that's their barracks destroyed and light vehicle factory destroyed. You see, that sounds good on paper, right? Except for the fact that the AI in this game, as I mentioned earlier, love to cheat. So you can destroy every single one of their production facilities,
Building started.
and they'll sometimes just ignore it and continue to produce troops. I don't know why that is, but they do it. So,
ATAA.
yeah. Alright, we got...
Copy.
Jesus, they still control this area?
Engaging.
Alright, let's take out their vehicles.
Have the target in sight. Planted. Targeting.
Alright, at least we got this back.
Heading for attack position.
Another lone stormtrooper doing the god... Okay, alright. I was gonna say doing the Lord's work, and then I said the God's work. I'm messing up my lines. Okay. Great, we got more freaking airspeeders. Let's blow these up before... What the...
Attack that target.
I didn't even know that the TIE Lancets had normal blasters on them. Okay, well, I just learned something new.
Ready.
Okay, alright, these look good.
Active.
The Podwalkers are already here. Oh my god. Dude, they have a T-4B tank already here.
Open fire.
There is no shot we're surviving that thing.
Comlink active. Heading to coordinates.
Also, I hate turrets in this game because you cannot flee from them. Fleeing is impossible from turrets.
Moving ahead.
They do, like, they'll target you miles away,
Right away. Moving out.
and they will not stop shooting. Jesus, you guys there yet? Okay, there. It's like a road trip. Alright. Yeah, their base is somehow staying intact.
Moving.
Staying very well intact, might I add.
Attacking target.
Alright, let's destroy that.
Fire at will.
We're gonna take out their sensor array. I'm getting sick of them knowing where I'm at.
Reporting.
Alright, we're gonna send in the rest of the Lancets. Was our thing not upgraded earlier? Okay. Welcome to the chat, everybody. How y'all doing? Alright, let's get bombing run ready. I don't think I want Time Maulers. I mean, they got that stupid T4B tank, so I don't really know if we're even going to be able to take that on with regular stuff. Let's just get some more repulsor tanks.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we got full upgrades on them, so...
Targeting.
Alright, let's take out the sensor array.
Armored transport ready. Target acquired.
Come on.
Watching for aircraft.
Alright, that's done.
Commencing attack. We'll provide.
Oh, crap. Don't let those things survive. Yep, there's one more.
We'll back you up.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, sweet.
Reporting in.
Oh, right. These have the anti-missile systems. That helps.
Ready. Attacking.
Alright.
Engaging. I have the target in sight.
Yep, they're done.
Heading out.
Alright, repulsor tanks on the way.
Roger that. Walker moving to attack. Ready. They're in my sight.
Alright, Perch Troopers. I'm gonna do that this entire time, aren't I? Dark Troopers here. Alright. Yep. Blowing them up.
Standing by.
Get that multi-kill in here. Alright, T4B didn't stand a chance. Alright, just keep shocking them.
Heading for attack position.
Yep, electric chair time. Where's our AT-AT? Alright, push in further.
Ready to receive orders.
Alright, we're hitting them with a bombing run. I want this entire base leveled. We've suffered way too many casualties. Normally these battles don't last this long, but it seems these guys are masters of dragging things out. I mean, they got pretty close.
Following your lead.
Hey, where's my storm? Oh, there they're at. Okay. There they're at? Dude. My telltale sign of when I'm tired is I am very poor grammatically, which normally I'm not. I mean, I stutter every now and then, but okay, we finally won. That only took 30 minutes and 40 seconds and a whole lot of, random crap and blowing up 33 platoons of rebels. That's like 3 towns worth of people. Come on. All right. Also, if you're wondering why there's no music, as you could probably guess, all Star Wars music virtually is copyrighted, so I can't exactly play that while I'm streaming on YouTube. I actually, when I was streaming on Twitch, I played this game, and I didn't think about it, and then halfway through I realized, hey, this music's probably copyrighted. And I never got anything for it. That's probably because I'm, not even detected on Twitch, so they don't even know I exist, probably. YouTube, I mean, I'm not exactly well known, but, they know I exist, at least. Alright, we're going to do one last ground battle, except I'm going to mix up my faction, because I've been playing as the Empire this entire time, and I think we should probably do something a little different. So, Zan Consortium or Rebellion? We'll do Rebellion, and this time, unlike usual, I'm going to play without pre-built base. See me, why did things get laggy all of a sudden? Okay. See me, and then I'm also going to play with heroes. Normally, I don't like playing with heroes because I think heroes in RTS games are cheap pretty much all the time. So, it's like Kane's Wrath doesn't have that crap, right? Same thing, all the... Well, actually, Red Alert does have heroes, kinda. Their commandos are their heroes. But, yeah, Kane's Wrath doesn't have that. And then, obviously, Tiberium Wars is just the base game for Kane's Wrath, so... Alright. So we got the Empire here. I really do not want to verse the Zan Consortium on foot or on a land battle because they are wildly overpowered. So we're not doing that crap. Alright. Let's see. Want to fight on Bespin? Yeah, we'll do it on Bespin. Alright, well. Let's do this. So I want to put my teammate on medium so we don't get another 30-minute match, and my teammate actually helps a little bit. Okay. Here we go. This is going to be weird without a pre-built base because we're going to have to move to assemble each thing individually. Alright. Let's see. This should be, yeah, my command center. Alright. Then light vehicle factory. Yeah, let's get that up. Alright, now my teammate should help build certain things.
Ready.
So.
Can do. Affirmative.
Alright. We'll capture these up. Alrighty.
Reporting in. Got it.
We've secured.
I'm gonna mute my mic for a minute here.
We've secured a build pad. We've lost a build pad.
Ready to roll.
We've lost a build pad. Construction complete.
Moving out.
Constructing.
Roger that. Heading out.
Upgrade in progress. Enlisting soldiers.
Reporting.
We've secured a build pad. Construction complete. Upgrade complete. We've recruited some mercenaries. We've secured a build pad.
Form up.
We've lost a build pad. We've lost a build pad. Constructing. We've
Right away.
secured a build pad.
Awaiting orders.
We've lost
Copy.
a build pad.
Yes, sir. I copy.
We've secured a landing zone.
Right away.
Vehicle in production. Upgrade in progress. Upgrade complete. We've secured a build pad.
Alright. Now that there's no longer egregious background sound.
Reporting.
Continuing on. I see a few people left. Oh crap. God. Okay.
Take cover.
Wasn't freaking. I can't pay attention to 20 different squads at the same time. Alright, everybody left. Okay. I'm gonna get Han and Chewie in here. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Plex soldiers, that could be useful.
Soldiers.
So I'm gonna get these guys up. I want to overwhelm their forces. I don't know if I'm gonna win this fight over here now that you know, I've already given my guys a massive disadvantage, but I'm gonna try. Okay, let's see. So, these got my guys? No, that's my teammates' guys. Alright. Where are my guys at? Okay, my guys are moving around this way. They're going to secure this objective here, or help secure it, by eliminating the stormtroopers here. Let's see. So I got some more of my guys. I mean, really what we're trying to do here is we're trying to create an area that's heavily defended that they are not going to at all be able to breach. So we're going to attack there. And then I'm actually going to send these guys down here to get into defensive positions. Alright. Now we can't afford any sort of turrets or anything. This map doesn't have any areas for large mining stations. So that's unfortunate, but we don't really need them. And on the plus side, the enemy doesn't have them either. So, you know, it's not like one side has a massive disadvantage over the other or something. That is something I find that Kane's Wrath does a lot, is like, you'll have maps that are actively rigged to one side, or at least one side isn't like where they're at in the map. Dude, this is ridiculous. We're right in their base, basically. Pun intended. Oh, crap. Okay, well, these guys are going to die. I guess you're going to have a last stand because, yep, they got another squad incoming. They really hate this one group of rebels. And they're not even the heroes. The heroes are the ones landing right now. Alright. Let's see. We could upgrade our turrets. I don't know if that'd really help, though. Here, we're going to get these down here as soon as possible. I want to save these guys. Let's see. Alright, we kill all the stormtroopers here. Let's get some turrets up. Alright, they really only got one thing, and that's that little infantry bunker here, which they're probably not even going to use at all. So they really have a disadvantage here. Dude, these guys are veterans. There you go. You can make it. Forever we can make it. Where are the dang tanks at? Okay, they're not here yet. I'm going to upgrade the armor. Man, maybe that'll help real quick. So we can get some air speeders in here. Oh. Crap. Okay, we lost the sensor rates. Okay, we got some guys already in defensive positions. I thought ahead. Plex soldiers, where can we send you guys? The thing about Bespin is everything's so separated. It's hard to get a grip on what to attack, you know? Alright, so I guess we'll just send you guys in down there. There you go, finally. Alright, let's have two of these stay back and shoot the stormtroopers here. Cut off their reinforcements. Come on, we can save you, you heroes. Kill them. Get them. There you go, you can do it. I believe in you. These guys are still alive. Get fire on that freaking shield generator. We'll back you up. I'm sending Chewie and Han in to back you up. I'll make sure those two men survive. Alright, we got more Plex soldiers. Let's send them in over here, I guess. Alright, anti-infantry turrets. Alright, we got more rebels on standby. I got more troops that I know what to do with. Okay, I guess we'll just send these over here then. Maybe we can get shots from up here down there. I mean, I don't see why not. I'm already sending my Plex soldiers over there, so yeah, I suppose we might as well. Okay, let's get some artillery in here. I mean, I don't really want the infiltrators. Assuming we already have the best possible armor for our guys. Alright, we just saved these two troops over here. So let's take out this anti-infantry turret before it, you know, targets anything really important. And let's take out their sensor array. Now, the plus side about everything being incomplete is that they don't exactly have all their base structures fully constructed. Alright, there you go. Artillery inbound. Alright, we're hitting them. I just stuttered big time. We're hitting them hard
Zone.
from the air. Okay. Let's see.
Upgrade.
Let's get some upgrades in here. All right, we're already teching up. We're making progress. All right, Chewie and Han are down there.
Awaiting orders. Apologies.
Now they don't have any vehicles for us to steal because they didn't even make it that far. So
Destroyed. Unit destroyed.
what? Excuse me. Wait, hang on. What's going on?
Ready.
Constructing.
I'm hearing unit destroyed. I don't see what's going on. Were people killed over here? I'm not seeing what they're talking about. I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal.
Waiting instructions.
I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal. Also, ignore the fact that there's 2 Han Solos and 2 Chewbacca's. It's not a big deal. Oh crap! I know what it was. I sent the air speeders in over here, and they got taken out by AA right here. God, okay. I was gonna do this with no casualties. I was gonna have a rebel battle, or a battle as the Rebel Alliance with no casualties. That would have been legendary. Or no full squad casualties. We all saw that one squad get almost wiped out completely, but
Advance. Fire.
wow, you guys have terrible aim, because you're not taking this out very well. Okay, there we go. Like B1 battle droids. Alright.
Construction complete.
This in here. Alright. I mean, we don't really... I guess I might as well get the
In
upgrade.
progress.
It's not really a huge deal. Okay. What's going on here? We're not teched up yet.
Upgrade.
I'm gonna get another one of these. I'm gonna get some more air speeders. Get some real work done. I'm gonna send these guys... Actually... I don't know. I mean, I guess I might as well send them in. There's just not very many of them. I would have thought there were more, but I guess not. Okay, we're gonna get this built up, even though we're already swimming in credits. Okay, let's see here.
Affirmative.
We already got this. There's not really much. Yeah, what are those Plex troopers at that I sent over here? I'm losing track of all the rebels I have just lying around Bespin.
Reporting in.
Okay, I guess I might as well just get a turret there. This place is a breeding ground for terrorism. We just have absolutely every single person on this planet is willing to join the Rebel Alliance. Alright.
Moving to coordinates.
Construction complete.
Take out these stormtroopers.
Complete.
Oh, goody. Okay, we have 2 Dark Trooper Phase 2s that just dropped in. They have zero... Note that thing that I was talking about earlier. They have minimal base structures, and yet they're still advancing rapidly. So, and they're dropping in troops quick. So we got to get stuff down here fast.
Engines primed.
Alright, let's get artillery off this way.
We've secured a build.
I don't even know where all the Plex
We've
troopers
lost
are.
a
Okay,
build pad.
we're going to get some Y-Wings in here.
We've secured
We're at Tech
a
3.
vehicle
Let's
in
get those
production.
tanks. We're getting the T4B tanks in here.
We've secured
I can also get some heroes, so I'm going to get Garm Bel Iblis here
We've lost a build pad.
with the Gargantuan battle platform.
We've secured a build pad.
I would get Luke, but I don't know. And then Yoda, let's be real, Yoda is not just going to show up on Bespin to fight the Empire, right? That'd be pretty epic, but you know, come on. We all know Yoda.
We've secured a build pad.
Okay, they're getting a number of how are they even getting this many troops? Okay, they're getting Dark Troopers popping out of the rears. I don't know how they're getting everybody. Alright, we need anti-infantry now. Where are those air speeders at? I don't even know. I'm losing track. Okay, Solo's a little bit weakened. Almost just stammered there.
Roger that.
Upgrade.
All right, get into position. We're gonna hit him with a bombing run. Actually, we could probably burn through him with these tanks, but I don't really want to rely on that. Maybe we could have just did that. No, they got way too many troops inbound. Y-wing strike. Hit them hard. Where are the Y-wings? Did the Y-wings get shot down?
Upgrade.
They got shot down, didn't they? They definitely did get shot down. Probably by this AA gun over here. Or not?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Let's see. Capture vehicle. Sprint. EMP. Okay, so I guess they don't have
Can you give me a hand with this?
bombs or anything they can plant. Which doesn't really make sense. You already know Chewie's got all these thermal detonators on him. Alright, let's take these out. We still got our air speeders in the air. My teammates got some. I don't know if mine are still up. I don't even know anymore. I'm probably half my units have blown up by now.
Forward.
Alright, come on. You guys get a clear shot on that?
Lost a build.
No. Okay. Then you might as well just head here. Jesus, they still got stormtroopers flooding in.
Awaiting
I'm
order.
gonna send my guys in. Come on, run them over. I'm sending this down here.
Moving into position. E2B over.
Lost a build pad.
Fire at will.
What's up? Come on.
Come on, we got this.
Copy.
Bombing run available.
Alright, bombing run's ready. Theoretically.
Commence
We've
assault.
lost
Okay.
a build pad.
Let's see. They got that up.
Ready for combat.
Alright, Plex troopers are finally here, so they might as well blow that up.
Copy. I copy. Attacking.
Take it easy.
There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful strike of Y-wings.
I copy.
Oh, crap.
Right away.
Okay, ATAPs just showed up out of nowhere.
Ready
Wait,
for battle.
where did the T4B go? Dude, those things move so much faster than I thought they did. Those things are already down there. I gotta send my guys to run. Yeah, they're not surviving that. Alright, enemy's base is all but destroyed.
Blaster. Roger that.
Fire support ready.
You guys gonna shoot that or what? There we go.
Yes, sir. Avoiding fire.
Alright, defensive positions, people, let's do this.
What do you think?
Armor standing by.
Bro, how are you guys missing this badly? The thing is 2 feet in front of you. They're, you see this? They're missing rockets on a target that's... Okay, there we go. Alright, yeah, we lost... So basically, we only lost aircraft this entire time. We lost 3 assault speeders, and then we lost 3 Y-wings. We didn't even really... Yeah, we didn't have any ground troops, or any full ground troops die. So that's good, at least. Compared to the enemy casualties, it's not even close. Alright, well. Me turn the music back on here. Now that we're just back on the main menu. Alright. Well, people. That was a lot of stuff. Oh, I accidentally clicked off. That was a whole lot to get through. I am extremely excited to tomorrow to get to the theaters, watch Revenge of the Sith. That is going to be absolutely fantastic. Okay? Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments or in the chat if you're already here, of course, because this is going to be on YouTube after the fact as well, so, you know, not everybody's going to be able to talk in chat right now. Yeah, so, let's see. in terms of videos related to Star Wars that I'm going to be doing soon, I'm not entirely sure. Probably not another Life of a Stormtrooper or Job of a Stormtrooper for a while. But, on the contrary, I'm going to be doing Trump Simulator 2025 soon. I was going to do a stream of that. I was actually going to do it 2 days ago. So then I didn't feel well. So I was going to do it today. And then I decided, because tomorrow's, the whole Revenge of the Sith premiere, I was going to do some Star Wars related stuff, which was definitely a good call. But, on a different note, I don't know when I'm going to do Trump Simulator 2025, because the Elon Musk DLC, that came out like 5 weeks ago or something. I actually bought it the day it came out. I bought it a few hours after it came out, actually. But I never got the chance to do that. And I still haven't even touched the editing on this other video, right? For the part 2, episode 2, whatever you want to call it, for Trump Simulator 2025. So I don't know when I'm going to stream that. I have an event I have to go to Sunday, so I'm not going to be able to do anything then. Tomorrow, I'm watching Revenge of the Sith, and then probably also catching up on sleep. That would help. And then Saturday, I'm attending some sort of dinner event, I think, and then something surrounding that. So I'm going to be busy this weekend, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to any videos or streams or anything. Probably not. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get to my own stuff. So I'll see about that. Monday, I probably won't stream, but I'll see if I can edit a video or something. So, normal YouTube video, no stream or anything. So yeah, fellas, that's really most of what I got for now. What time is it? Yeah, it's pretty close. It's already the next day. So yeah, we've officially reached, we've reached the time. The premieres, I don't think it's just out automatically today, right? I'm sure it's got to be at like 7 o'clock, or it's probably maybe a little more like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that for the premiere to come out. Or at least here, that is. For other places, it's probably different. So yeah, if you enjoyed this stream, then I will see you all in the next one. Have a fantastic day.